First, I want to just switch over to Tommy Robinson because you had him on yesterday.
Yeah.
We played a clip of it earlier on the program. He is a hard guy to get a hold of, and he's a hard guy to get a handle on because of the misinformation and disinformation. And I haven't wanted to take a firm stand on him until I've talked to him myself and have some sort of a gut feeling. Now, you've talked to him. Who is he?
Let me just say this, and if you're in this business, there's a lot of people that make you look good, right? Producers, camera people, production people. Our staff down in D.C. just threw it out there, right? They threw it out there not knowing if he would get back to us. And while we were in the midst of doing a bunch of other things, like he's on Skype right now, you need to get into this studio and get this done. So I went running into the studio, and he was sitting there, and we were talking off camera, and I could tell you he was as emotional just as we were lining up the shot as he was when we went to record with him. He is somebody that is begging this country. And I started very sarcastically. I said, we got a million people at the southern border. Why should we give you asylum? And the story that he told us was that ever since speaking out about these gangs of men who have given over to the belief that non-Muslims are the kafir, they are the non-believers, they are the infidels, that they have begun to take liberties with young women, mostly in small towns.
This makes Jeffrey Epstein look like he's a great guy. I mean, what's happening over in England with the Muslims and what they're doing to young girls, it makes him look like he's done nothing. It's so bad over there.
What he has said is that it's not the threats that are coming from the gangs. It's the fact that he is making these judges and police officials look really bad. And one of the questions I had for him was, when these sexual assaults occur, as we've read about them in Germany since the migrant crisis, this has been plaguing Europe for quite some time. I said, has any member of government or upper echelon of the police department had any of their daughters subjected to this? He said no. It's almost as if they know to target lower working class, right? So this is something that's being done to working class British citizens with the government kind of looking the other way. So he got in trouble for Facebook living a court case where some of these men were being released on you want to talk about the Epstein? Yeah, they got sweetheart deals, and he embarrassed the judge.
Right.
So now his fear is not the death threats that he's getting from these gangs, which he says he was informed that 6 of them were on the way to his house to murder him at one point with bombs and guns and knives. He says, we can't even buy guns for ourselves, but they got them. He says, I genuinely believe my government wants me to go away, that I am the problem with the politically correct, society that we have built in Europe. And he said, I'm begging America to see this, that my life is in danger from both these gangs and my own government at this point.
He's dead if he goes to prison.
And let me add this. I said, you are lucky we have a Republican president, because there's no way a Democrat president would insult your government that way. Because if we give him asylum, it's like we're acknowledging, we're saying, and when we think of asylum, we think of really terrible places on earth, right? We think of dissidents and activists and religious minorities in the Middle East. If we actually acknowledge that Tommy Robinson's life is at threat from the British government, we are saying to the British government, we're going to give someone asylum because we don't think you are going to protect him.
I think things might change, though, if Boris Johnson becomes the prime minister.